Hey friends, I'm Brianna, a Christian romance and romantasy author. Today we're talking about one of my favorite things, fantasy tropes. Specifically, the ones I adore, and some of the ones that show up in my series, The Skeleton Dance. So let's dive into a few of my favorite fantasy tropes and discuss why they're so powerful. Let's start with one of the most iconic fantasy tropes, prophecy. Prophecies work because they create tension between destiny and choice. They raise questions like, is the future fixed? Can the hero accept their fate? What does it mean to be chosen? Prophecies also tap into something spiritual, the sense that there's something bigger unfolding. In The Skeleton Dance, prophecy shows up in a way that's both about predicting the future and about revealing truth. Truth about identity, the world, and what's hiding in the shadows. It's not a checklist of events, but rather a whisper of what's already been woven into the bones of the story. Prophecy works when it feels mysterious, symbolic, and just a little unsettling. Like a riddle you're not sure you want to know the answer to. My next favorite fantasy trope is fated love. This trope works because it taps into the universal longing to be known, chosen, and connected in ways that feel bigger than mere coincidence. Fated love isn't about losing agency. It's about recognizing that some relationships are simply inevitable. In The Skeleton Dance, fated love shows up not in a you must love this person sort of way, but as a deep spiritual resonance. Two people whose lives have been brushing against each other in ways they don't fully understand yet. It's destiny, but it's also a choice. Hidden identity is one of the best tropes in fantasy because it creates instant tension. It could be that the readers know something the characters don't, or that a character knows something that could reshape the world. This trope works because it mirrors real life. We all have parts of ourselves we're afraid to reveal, parts we're still discovering, or parts we're not sure the world will accept. In The Skeleton Dance, hidden identity is woven into the very heart of the story. There are characters who don't know who they truly are, and other characters who know exactly who they are, but hide it. And when these truths finally come to light, everything shifts. Hidden identity works when the reveal feels both surprising and inevitable. Like the truth was always there, waiting for the right moment to surface. Fantasy often leans on the classic light versus dark theme, but the best stories complicate it. This trope works when darkness isn't just evil, and light isn't always safe. And characters must navigate the gray spaces in between. As a Christian author, I love exploring this trope. It echoes the spiritual truth that good is real, evil is real, and love is the force that ultimately overcomes darkness. In The Skeleton Dance, light and shadows aren't just aesthetics. They're symbols, spiritual and emotional revelations of what characters hope for and what they fear. This trope works when it feels honest, when it acknowledges that the battle between light and dark often happens inside of us. Fantasy tropes work because they're not just storytelling devices. They're reflections of our deeper longings. To be chosen and known, to discover who we really are, to believe that there's meaning in the world, and to hope that love and light will win. When we use tropes well, they don't feel predictable. They feel timeless. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what your favorite fantasy tropes are. And if you're excited for Wicked Waltz and the rest of the Skeleton Dance series, trust me, these tropes are just the beginning. Thanks for hanging out with me today. See you in the next one.